All right, welcome back, Patriots. This is Mr. Love doing my own intro today for the first time in a while, aka the Math Patriot. Thanks you all for joining us. Got another lesson for you in the fun and exciting world of high school geometry. Now, since my students are all very adamant that I do this, I'm supposed to say that y'all like and subscribe and hit the bell and all that sort of jazz. They want me to say that. I don't care. But I do want to say this. Somebody did mention in a comment the other day that they wanted me to do a face reveal. And so I will say this. If I can get up to 500, count them, 500 subscribers, I will do a face reveal, which if you really wanted that, you could go back and look at my old videos that has a picture already on it. Sorry, my students are pointing out the hooligan who told me who it was. It was Daniel. Okay. And it would be really awesome to do a face reveal today if we had 500 subscribers because I have my gamer headset on in the middle of class. Yes, they are Turtle Beaches X something or other. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. Hey, that should be my new catchphrase. I don't care. All right. So, moving on to the slopes of lines. So, last class period we talked about how to do slope. Today we're talking about the equations of lines. So, slope-intercept form is our good old y equals mx plus b that you remember back from Algebra 1. So, remember that you can write it two ways. You can write y equals mx plus b. You could also technically write y equals b plus mx, and that's not going to be a problem. So if I was going to rewrite this guy as that other form, what would that look like?
Y equals
8 plus 3x. Keep in mind that if you do that, this guy is still your slope. I'm sorry, still your y-intercept. This guy is still your slope. Okay, sound good? Questions? No. Awesome. All right. Point slope is exactly what it sounds like. Whenever I give you a point and a slope, that's when you're going to plug it into this fun formula here and then be able to come up with the equation of a line. Now be careful because sometimes I will tell you to convert to slope-intercept. Other times I'll just say give me the equation of a line. Hey, guess what? This right here is the equation of a line. If I don't specify, you can use that as the equation. You don't have to convert over to to slope-intercept. Now, let's just get into the examples. Lots of examples today. So write the equation. In slope-intercept, I do ask you for y equals mx plus b. And we want a slope of 6 and a y-intercept of -3. So which one is going to be my m here? M stands for slope, even though there's no m in the word slope. It's weird. Okay, so what 6? All right. Now my y-intercept of b is going to be -3. So my equation is y equals 6x minus 3. Easy enough, right? Now to graph it, we're always going to start with our y-intercept first. So I start at the origin there, and I jump up. Let me erase that point. Jump up, well down actually because it's negative 1, 2, 3. If it was positive, I would have gone up. And then I'm going to apply my slope. Now I'm going to turn this into 6 over 1. There's always that hidden denominator of 1 if it's not shown. And then do my rise over run from the y-intercept. So jump up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, run 1. Jump up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, run 1. You want to do at least 3 points so you can get a straight edge. And, you know, here's something crazy. Somebody showed me this in class the other day. I didn't even know OneNote had this feature. I had been just splashing this line across there hoping that I made it. But look at this. OneNote's got this thing. Whoop. I know, it's really cool. So I got a ruler there, right? But watch this. I go, woo, it's a perfect line now. Yay. I know. Don't applaud me. Applaud the Microsoft engineers. Now, since this is my YouTube channel and I got all of my my publicity with all 200 and some odd subscribers I have, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Anybody from Microsoft who happens to be crazy enough to watch this channel, we really, really, really want a compass tool on here because that would help us out a lot in geometry class. Yeah, sponsor us. That'd be awesome too. Okay. I like how we pretend like we actually have an audience here. Okay. When actually the audience is you guys. So, or the people who are absent today who need to watch it over the weekend. All right. Example 2. Write an equation in slope-intercept form with a line. So we want slope-intercept, so y equals mx plus b. Slope is -1, and my y-intercept is 4. So the equation is y equals -x plus 4, realizing that negative sign implies a slope of -1/1. All right, jump over to 4, so up 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Then my slope of -1 means I'm going to run 1 and fall 1. If you really need to remember how to do a negative slope, go watch Slope do it again. Nice, negative. No, this is not undefined. This is nice, negative.
We will undefine you if you don't describe.
No.
Come on, Dave, you're trying.
You know what, Daniel? I think we have so few viewers right now. We probably don't want to discourage anybody who's here. So we will not undefine you for any reason. Do this for the rest of the year. How about this? We can do this for the rest of the week. Oh, I forgot to announce this at the beginning of class. This is not pertaining to my YouTube people. We have a test on October 9th. It's written on the board back there. So that's a week from tomorrow. Is it the PSAT day? Oh. Okay, if that is the PSAT day, I will revamp that. So never mind. I just need to cut this whole section out. Oh, PSAT is the 16th. All right. Okay. Write an equation. This time it asks for point slope. So our point slope formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Now remember that my points here are x1, y1, and my slope here is m of 1/3. So y minus equals x minus. I'm setting up that scaffold for it so I can plug in properly. Now, y1, I did in orange. y1 was -3, which makes it be +3. M was 1/3. And x1 was +6. So there we go. Y plus 3 is equal to 1/3 times the quantity of x minus 6. Now, when we are going to graph this, some students get freaked out because we don't have b. That's fine. All we need to graph it is a single point and a slope. Normally, the single point we use is the y-intercept, but we're not restricted to only that. We're going to choose the point 6, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There's that point. And now do our slope of 1/3. Rise 1, run 1, 2, 3. Fall 1, run left 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. And then use my handy dandy straight edge. I like how this thing pretends to be a ruler because it has all the graduations on it, but there's no measurements. Seriously, if I had a compass tool on this thing, not like north, south, east, west compass, like a geometry compass like this dude that has the spike on one end and the pencil on the other. If I had a tool like that in OneNote, I could show you all some really cool stuff here in about 2 units. But we don't, so I'm going to have to do it on the board with a string. Yeah, literally, I'll pull a shoelace out of my shoe and do it. Yeah, but that doesn't work on my those are awesome. I wish I had one on here. All right. 4, write an equation in slope-intercept. Now, slope-intercept means y equals mx plus b. Well, actually, I take it back. On y'all's paper, does y'all say slope-intercept or point slope? Says slope-intercept? Okay. There's one typo on here, so I'll correct that when we get there. All right, so it wants y equals mx plus b, but I'm only given 2 points. Now, I can use those to go ahead and calculate my slope. So it's m equals y2 minus y1, so 3 plus 7 over x2 minus x1, -1 minus -3, which becomes +3. So m is what, 10 over 2? That feels wrong. 3 plus 7 is right. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. No, that's right. M equals 5. Okay? Now, to get slope-intercept, I'm going to use point slope to get there. Well, there's actually two ways that I'm going to show you. The first one is to use point slope. So y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Y minus y1 was negative 7, so it becomes plus 7, equals m of 5 times x minus x1 is negative 3, becomes plus 3. Keep in mind that when you're doing these, the y, change that. The y and the x without a subscript on them are the same y and x that you get in the equation. The ones that have the subscript of 1 and 1, those are the points you're plugging into. Okay? So that gives me y plus 7 is equal to. Good news about point slope is it's always exactly 2 steps away from being slope-intercept. First step is to distribute. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is plus 15. Now, the second step is to get rid of this guy, transpose the number or the y1 value. So we're going to subtract 7. Gives me y equals 5x. Subtract 7 is plus 8. There's my y equals mx plus b. Now, I'm going to show you another method. Some people like this better. I don't care either way unless the directions on the problem tell you specifically which method to use. So what you could do is use the point or the y-intercept form and plug in and treat this as like a y1 and an x1 and substitute into that one to solve for b. So in that case, I would say negative 7 is equal to m is 5 times x1 is negative 3 plus b. Negative 7 equals negative 15 plus b. Add 15 and gives me 8 equals b. And then I plug my slope and my y-intercept. Y equals 5x plus 8. That guy just went there. Either way, same result. I don't care which one you use. Yeah, I'll just plug the coordinate into slope-intercept. Yep. Any questions on that? No? All right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form. You want to do this the long way or the short way? All right, so here's what I'm seeing. Shortcuts are great when they actually apply. Here's what I'm seeing. A negative 2 on both of those. That tells me on this one, y equals negative 2, and on this one, y equals negative 2. Guess what the equation is going to be? Y equals negative 2. Because they both have the same y coordinate. The only way for that to happen is for them to go through this. You're going to have 5, negative 2, and 0, negative 2. It's a 0 slope. The equation is y equals negative 2. Now, if you want to do that the long way, you could go through and say m equals negative 2 plus negative 2, no, I'm sorry, negative 2 plus 2, over 0 minus 5, which equals 0. And then go and plug it into your point slope, and you're going to get y plus 2 is equal to 0 times, I don't care. So that gives me y equals negative 2. By the way, why do I say 0 times I don't care?
Because it doesn't matter.
Because it's my catchphrase. And because once you're 0 times anything, yeah, I don't care, it's 0. 0 times stuff. Can't you do that in the calculator? Yeah, you could. I'm not going to go over that right now, though. Okay, now another thing I want to go over here is what if I had the point 5, negative 2 and the point 5, 8? Again, shortcuts where applicable. Notice how I've got 5 here on both. The equation is going to be x equals 5. And when you think about that, what's going on, you're going to have the point 5, -2, and the 0.58. The only way for that to happen is for it to be a vertical line, and vertical lines have the equation x equals. Oh lordy. Undefined. Don't cuss on my channel. The worst curse word in all of mathematics and algebra. It would be funny if they didn't monetize because I said undefined. That's harsh. That was harsh. If y'all didn't catch that, he said it'd be funny if you actually got monetized in the first place. Okay. He's right, is the sad part. Okay. Example 6, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line perpendicular to that. So, let's look at this. First off, for this one, my slope is what? 1/5. So now I'm looking for a perpendicular line. So my perpendicular slope is 5/1 and make it negative. Opposite reciprocal. And through the point 2, 0. Now 2, 0 with the y coordinate of 0 is the x-intercept, which doesn't help me much. I'm just pointing that out. It's not the y-intercept. So that gives me y minus y1 is 0 equals m, -5, times x minus x1 is 2. So y equals -5x plus 10. Yay. Oh, did y'all say slope-intercept or point slope? It says slope-intercept? Okay. We're not to the typo yet. It's coming up, I promise. Any questions on that one?
No.
Does 7 say slope-intercept or point slope? It says slope-intercept? Okay. All right, write an equation of the line, again, perpendicular to. So, here my slope is 1/3. My perpendicular slope is -3/1. Now, let's notice here, with an x-coordinate of 0, that is my y-intercept. So b equals 8. Now you could do the point slope formula if you wanted to, but it's gonna get you the same point. I mean, you might as well just do y equals m is -3x plus 8. Done. All right, questions? All right, wait, what did y'all say there? Slope-intercept for number 8? Yes? Okay. Now, be careful on this one. So slope-intercept tells me I want y equals mx plus b. It also wants something perpendicular to. It goes through these 2 points. And, perpendicular to that, but it goes to the midpoint of those 2. So, I mean, basically what's going on here, we're going to have the points -5, 4, and 1, 6. We're going to have to find this midpoint and then find the line that goes perpendicular to it. All right? Easier than it sounds. Take it one step at a time. First off, let's find the slope of the line that's perpendicular to this line segment. First, we're going to find the slope of that line segment. So we're going to do m equals y2 minus y1, 6 minus 4, over x2 minus x1, 1 plus 5. So that simplifies down to 2/6, which reduces to 1/3. Now, my perpendicular slope is -3/1. Okay. Now, I got to find this midpoint. So midpoint, ooh, anybody remember that formula from Unit 1? Midpoint formula? X1 plus, is right, not Y1. X2 divided by 2. No, come on, guys. Average the X's.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. And then, like the other one's
Y1 plus Y2 all over 2. Average the X's, average the Y's. So the midpoint for this one is at -5 plus 1 all over 2, comma, 4 plus 6 all over 2. Now remember that comma in the middle is there because this is a XY coordinate pair. You don't go and combine the left side with the right side because there's a comma in the middle. It's a list of numbers, not add these things together. All right, -5 plus 1 is -4. Divided by 2 is -2. 4 plus 6 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5. So -2.5 is the midpoint, yes. Now, we are going to now be coming up with the slope-intercept form of a line that goes through this point, -2.5, with a slope of -3.1. So we're going to do y minus y1. Now, in this case, we got to revamp and say that these are x1, y1, because we're talking about using that midpoint for it. Stop that. Y minus 5 is equal to m, slope of -3, times x minus x1 is plus 2. Y minus 5 is equal to -3x minus 6. Add 5, so y equals -3x minus 1. You forgot them from last year now. Well, it's good because we're going over them again. Now, let's actually, since we drew this picture earlier, let's see if this actually fits into it. Would it make sense for my slope to be -1 and my y to be -1 and my slope to be -3? Boom, boom. I mean, it's a rough sketch, but would that make sense? Yeah. All right. Questions? All right, 9. I think this is the typo. Yeah, y'all says point slope, which makes it easier because there's less to do. All right, so same idea. Let's find our slope of this one first. So doing our slope calculation, we're going to get -4 minus 2. And then what? 16 plus 4. So -4 minus 2 is -6 over 20, which reduces to -3 over 10. So my perpendicular slope is positive 10/3. Midpoint. All those over 2. X1, -4, plus Y1, 16. Sorry, no. X1 plus X2, sorry. And then Y1, 2, plus Y2 is -4. So let's see, -4 plus 16 is positive 12. Yes. Divided by 2 is 6. 2 minus 4 is -2. Divided by 2 is -1. And now my point slope, y minus y1 is, makes it a plus 1, equals m 10/3 times x minus x1 is 6. Yay. Good news. One more example. And then we are done. And this was your favorite word problems. Well, see, I think of it as just one. I know y'all says A and B on it, but mine's all listed on here at the same time. So it looks like one problem to me. But for your notes, this is A and this is B, right? Okay. So first off, let's read through. A rent-a-car company charges $25 per day plus a $100 surcharge. Write an equation to represent the total cost C for D days. Now, the first thing I want to bring up is that we're not using X and Y, we're using C and D. Now, we got to decide on slope and y-intercept for these. So, we got two numbers, 100 and 25. Any ideas on which one's going to be the slope? Yes. Why is the 25 the slope? Yeah, it's hard to explain sometimes, I know. Kylie? Yeah, per or each or for each or something like that. That's your key word for slope, all right? Per 99.9% of the times is a slope. So this is per day. And the other cool part about it is it usually tells you what the variable is going to be beside it, because per day is like your slope times your day. So here my M is 25. That would make my B equal 100. So it's C equals 25D plus 100. Now for part B, same idea. We've still got our $35 per day and our $50 subcharge. Means that my equation is, well, not Y equals. C equals 35D plus 50. And now, if we're going to do it for 9 days, which company gives the better offer? Well, we're going to plug in 9 for our days. So the way we write this is C of 9. Remember function notation from last year? Oh boy, you don't remember that? Is 25. That is horrible. My handwriting stinks today. 25 times 9 plus 100. Now, let's see if we can simplify that. 25 times 9, it's like 9 quarters, right? That's 225?
That's 175. Wait, no.
9 quarters is 225. All right. Plus 100 is 325. All right, now down here we've got C of 9 is equal to 35 times 9 plus 50. Yeah, I got no fancy tricks for 35 times 9. 350 minus 35? Well, no, it's 350. 35 times 9 would be 35 times 10 minus 35. So it's 350 minus 35 is 315. No, that was absolutely correct. Come on, guys. 35 times 10 is 350 minus 35 is 315. That would be 35 times 9. Okay. So that's 365. So which of those two is the better deal for me to pay?
365. B.
You don't know how money works, apparently. Yeah, I'm paying less money for 325. Okay, so that's all of our examples for today. I know there's a lot of examples, a lot of refresh from Algebra 1, but that's it. The lesson's yours. As always, please stay patriotic.
Bye.